What's up, bitches?
Hello, hello. Feels like forever since we've been here.
I know. It's been, what, 2 weeks?
For you, it's been longer.
No.
Yeah, me and Nova recorded while you were gone.
Yeah, which was last week. And then, it was 2 weeks ago because
There's a freaking fly in here.
a week ago we didn't record.
Right, correct.
Why? Do you remember? Oh, because I just had gotten home.
Yep.
And the day we left was a Saturday, so that's when you know us. I don't know. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Minors of Mayhem. I'm your co-host Brianna, and with me is my birth giver.
Birth giver?
Yeah, that's what I have you as my contact name in my phone.
Birth giver.
It's accurate.
Satan spawn is what you are.
So, so you're calling yourself the devil?
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but it has been, feels like it's been a long time since I have been on an episode, and I'm so excited to be back. How'd it go last week? Was it good? Did she have fun?
She didn't talk much. I think
I
she
think
was a
she was a
little
little
nervous.
nervous, yeah.
No video. We didn't do video, and yeah, she wanted to push me over in the porta potty in the true crime news. She thought it would be funny. You need to listen to the episode.
I'll have to. Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet. Speaking of true crime news, in Lakeville, Minnesota, a 23-year-old is in custody on suspicion of killing his 30-year-old sister and her unborn child because she was, quote, no longer innocent.
Are you kidding me?
No. For more information on this story, you can find it on truecrimedaily.com.
Wow.
Yeah. As always, it's the beginning of the month.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You did it last time. Okay.
Well, yeah, but I did it once and then you did it like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I was like, okay, you know what?
Okay.
So
what do you got?
June Awareness Month is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, Pride Month, and PTSD Awareness Month.
Ooh, there's 2 of those in my family.
What?
Said we got 2 of those in our family.
2 PTSD?
No, 1. And then Alzheimer's.
I got PTSD.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any news?
No.
You don't?
I don't think so.
I thought you said you had news on the case that you did.
Oh, crap, I forgot.
Oh.
Let me look it up really quick. So, from the last episode,
If you hear background noise, we're not sorry. Our family's outside playing.
I did a Mean Girls episode with Nova because of her age and stuff. I thought that would be, so we covered Skylar Niece.
Yeah.
One of them just had their first parole hearing, and it was denied.
Oh, good.
But off the top of my head, I can't tell you which one it was.
Well, that's fine because
But yes, it was denied, so we are extremely happy about that.
I grabbed the wrong mouse. Oopsies.
Too many toys in front of you?
Yes. Speaking of toys, today, you know how we always do a shot. Lately, it's been the pickle shots, either it's the original or the spicy. Well, my sweet little birth giver over here decided to get sweet pickle shots.
I never seen it.
If it's anything, I don't know about. I don't like sweet pickles or bread and butter pickles.
I don't either.
We'll see.
Here's the episode. What episode is it, Brianna? Because who was wrong?
I was wrong. And it is actually episode 30 and episode 29 6 was actually supposed to be 29 or 27.
28.
I can't remember. I fucked up. Sorry, Brad. Okay, cheers.
Oh, nope. Oh, God. Nope. Oh, that's nope. Oh,
Holy fuck.
no. That's a hard no. It tastes just like a bread and butter pickle.
Oh,
Hard.
I might have to pause this for a second. Ooh.
Oh.
You fucking idiot. I knew it was going to be bad. I knew it. Just by the smell of it is pure rubbing alcohol with a little...
If you like sweet pickles, you will like it. But
My
I don't
husband
like sweet
likes it,
pickles.
but I don't.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
told
all
you.
his.
I told you. We weren't going to like it.
We had to try.
Anyways.
What else did I bring?
Oh, yeah. Half Brothers Brewing Company. And it's, if you watch Rick and Morty, it has Pickle Rick on it. And it's golden pickle beer. And it is amazing. Oh my gosh, it says Pickle Ricky is the name of it. For those of you that watch on YouTube, here's the can. How cool is that?
I haven't tried it yet.
And it's my favorite. It tastes so good.
Is it?
Yeah. Guys, I have officially quit vaping.
And exchanged it for another bad habit.
For chewing. Well, but I've chewed in the past before. So, it's easier for me to quit chewing than it was to quit cold turkey vaping. So, I slowly introduced chewing while vaping, and then when we went for vacation, I hit it one last time before walking into the airport, and I threw it right in the trash. Haven't touched one since. I don't even crave it.
Good.
So you're fine. You can smoke it all you want.
I'm gonna vape away because I smoke 2 cigarettes a day now.
They're gonna be pissy because we're bantering so much.
Oh yeah, that's right. Banter in the back.
Yeah.
Get with it. What are we doing today? You just put that in. Oh, I thought you were spitting it out.
No, I gotta wet it. I gotta wet it so it doesn't stick in my mouth.
Tattoos aren't trashy. Just saying.
It's a joke. It's
Since
have tattoos.
Since we're going to get another one.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm wearing it. Tattoos are trashy, and I have tattoos, so I guess that means I'm trashy. It's a joke. But yes, me and Mom. When do you want to do that, by the way?
As soon as possible.
Me too. Like next week.
Okay, so I leave Thursday night, and I won't be back till Monday.
Where are you going? Hold the phone. Okay, sorry about that brief pause. It's been so long since me and Mom have seen each other. We had to catch up a little bit, and one thing led to another. So, anyways.
I will be gone next Sunday. I don't know if you're going to do an episode with Dean, or are you going to forego until I get back the next week after that?
I don't know.
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Just make sure you make a post so our followers, our listeners know if there's going to be an episode or not.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. So what are we doing today?
Well, today is going to be a little different than our usual cases. We decided we were going to do something from North Dakota and a little more on the spooky side. I'm going to be talking about the San Haven Sanitarium.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
Hospital.
No.
It was the state hospital. Then it turned into a sanitarium.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I can't wait to hear.
So, San Haven was built in 1912 to treat people who had tuberculosis. It was built on 260 acres of land near Dunseith, North Dakota, which is in the Turtle Mountains.
Hmm.
The sanitarium was built on the south slope of the mountains because of the higher altitude, less snowfall, drier atmosphere, and favorable conditions for patients with tuberculosis.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of thought into where they were going to put this
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first building constructed was the administration building, which cost $25,000, which today would be around $808,000 today. So almost $1 million.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? In the administration building was a dining room, a kitchen, laundry room, furnace room, some offices, and living quarters for the superintendent and family and nursing staff. In 1912, patients that would be admitted to the hospital would pay $1.50 per day or $5 per week. If they weren't able to pay, the county that the patient came from would take care of the bill.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In the first 18 months of being open, 170 patients had been admitted, and there was a long waiting list too.
Is it true that, well, like when you were, I read a little bit that it was kind of a long-term stay when you were being treated for tuberculosis. Oh, okay.
Yes. The institution decided to build 3 cottages for the patients in 1993, which included a men's cottage, the state cottage for women, and the Masonic cottage. Later in that year, they also built a cottage for the staff members. Now, oftentimes, family members of TB patients would move to the area to be close to the ones that were being treated, their loved ones being treated. Also, people would come to San Haven looking for employment. So, with the population skyrocketing, that means the enterprise did as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think you're going to like this part. Supplies were hauled in from town by a gray horse team owned by a man named Henry Grimm. Apparently, the horses were sold during World War and shipped to Europe, where they ended up blown up in battle. Now, it's crazy. People were relieved that the horses were sold and killed because they had caused so much property damage from bringing supplies in, and they didn't carry the supplies very well. Like it wouldn't be a shocker to see groceries laying on the side of the road from town to going to San Haven. So
Wouldn't you blame that on the person that packed the
see,
wagon?
that's what I like. It's pretty messed up to blame it all on the
Because
horses.
horses are good pack animals.
So I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it was just I thought it was interesting.
I'm gonna take the blame off the horses, and whoever packed the wagon sucked. Just saying, because horses were amazing, but
Yeah.
I hope when they got blown up, I hope they didn't feel any pain.
Yeah.
I hope it's a quick pink mist.
So once patients were diagnosed with TB, the cure would consist of rest, fresh air, and a well-balanced diet. And depending on how bad their TB was, they could be at the institution from a year up to 4 years. So that answers your question from earlier.
Okay.
But even during the winter months, patients would still need fresh air treatment, so the windows would be open if they weren't outside.
Okay.
And like I don't think at this point there was electricity or anything like that. So to keep warm, they had mountains of blankets on them and hot water bottles to keep warm. Mm-hmm. This is a quote from the doctor. Quote, the majority of the patients have shown a great improvement in health, the average gain in the first 50 patients treated being 5 pounds, and this is in spite of the fact that many of our early cases sent to the institution were in the advanced stage of the disease. the largest gain was 33.5 pounds,
Wow.
unquote. And Dr. Lamont wrote that in the biennial report to the Board of Control of State Institutions for the period ending June 30th, 1914. That was a lot.
Wow. Okay.
So as I was doing my research for the San Haven Sanitarium, I found an article written by Troy Larson that has an email from one of the patients. The website is ghostsofnorthdakota.com, and I'm going to quote the email because it is really interesting. And Mary is the name of the lady who wrote the letter. Apparently came across Ghost of North Dakota and saw the photos of San Haven, and she wrote in to the website. Mary wrote, "Your picture," this is all a quote, mind you. "Your pictures brought back a lot of scarier memories, none of them good. I was a patient at San Haven from March 1963 to July 1963. I was there. They thought I had TB because I reacted to the shot. The day my mom and dad took me there, it was cold and it took 3 hours to drive there." She lived in Carrington at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yep. "I met the doctors and they thought and thought they talked funny. I didn't know they were going to leave me there even though they packed my dolls and some clothes. My mom wasn't sure they were even going to leave me there, so they left and said they would be back to see me the next day. It was a TB scrape. They have an instrument with several needles. They pierce the forearm and wait 3 days, and if you react with a red spot, then you have to have a chest x-ray to see if you have spots in your lungs. I have no idea why my mom did it to us kids. Maybe she heard it on TV that there was cases of TB and went to the doctor. After us 3 girls reacted, the whole school was tested as well as several other people. No one around here reacted, so the doctor said that us 3 girls may have been walking together and someone spit on the sidewalk that actually had TB and we contracted it. That was one explanation. The doctor contacted the state AMA and they told him that we had to go to San Haven or Grand Forks because they were the only places that was close enough to go. They knew it was a possibility that I would have to stay there, but we weren't sure until we actually got there. So they took me to a room which held 3 bunks and 2 single hospital beds. I was on the 2nd floor in the women's section. I was in a room with 6 other girls ranging from 9 to 17. I was 10. They put me on the top bunk. The 2 older girls were watching TV and smoking as were the others, even the 9-year-old, which
I'm surprised they let TB patients
well,
smoke.
they didn't, I suppose during this time.
Back then they had,
They had no idea the effects of smoking.
Right.
Because I mean, look at Doc Holliday in Tombstone.
Right.
He had TB.
Yep.
And he was a smoker.
Yep.
But anyways, that's my favorite movie of all time. So anyways, back to this article. Or email, I should say. They all looked at me rather strangely, being as I was the only white girl. Now, mind you, I'm going to go off trail for a second. San Haven in the Turtle Mountains is on tribal territory. So I'm assuming that there was a lot of Native Americans and not very many other races. Because I didn't put it in here, but there was some racial stuff going on.
Okay.
So I got up on my bunk and started to talk to my dolls. The older ones told me to shut up, but I kind of ignored them. It made them mad, and they got up and pulled me off the bed, threw me on the floor, put a chair over me, and threatened to burn me with a cigarette. I was very quiet after that. There was one bathroom for 20 women. In the bathroom, there was one tub, no shower, no shower, 2 stools, and 2 sinks. It wasn't long, and the other girls escaped, but they came back and brought head lice with them. When they brought the lice, they took us upstairs to a bathroom that had a shower, stool, and a sink, and washed our hair with kerosene.
Oh, heavens. Okay.
My hair was down to my waist, and when my mom found out about our little bugs, she brought her neighbor and she cut my hair real short. That was the first time I had my hair cut short. Then they moved them to a different room, or they escaped again, but I didn't see them around anymore. So that left 4 of us girls in the room together, and we got our own beds. They did not have the resources that we have now, but I don't blame my doctor for any of this because he knew it wasn't TB, but the state said we had to go. So she didn't actually have TB. She was misdiagnosed and was sent there. But she doesn't blame the doctors.
That's too bad because she was sent to a facility for tuberculosis without having tuberculosis. Yep. She could have came out there with it.
Yep.
Okay, anyway.
We never wandered the halls unless we told the nurses where we were going, so I did not associate with too many more of the residents. We knew there were men on the other hallway because we were never allowed on that end. We had to tell them when we wanted to go to the bathroom because we shared the bathroom with all of the ladies on the end of the hallway. As I told you before, no shower, just a bathtub, 2 stools, and 2 sinks. Sometimes when I went to the bathroom, I would see blood in the sinks. I learned many things there, such as taking my own temp and my own pulse. We had to do this every day and sometimes twice a day. Once a month, they would stick a tube down my throat and bring up juices from my stomach to test for a live bug. They always came back negative. I never had TB. The 3rd floor was for the severely mentally handicapped and for us to do our own crafts. I do remember going up to the 3rd floor and peeking in the window and seeing several old people in cribs with just diapers on, crying and screaming. The door was locked, so we couldn't go in. We were not allowed on the 4th floor except to wash our hair in the small bathroom, and a nurse was with us at all times. We were able to go to the roof by elevator and get some fresh air and sunshine, and every once in a while the girls would lock me out and I would have to wait until the nurses would come looking for me or one of the girls felt sorry for me and let me in. On top of the roof was a room that the elevator was in and a door to the outside, so I got wise after a while and never left the building, so I was close to the elevator. That was the only sunshine we got was when we went to the top. My eye is bugging out. Wow. My friends and family came to see me, and I could only see them when I opened my window with bars. Adults were allowed in the building, but children weren't, which doesn't make sense because adults didn't wear masks or gowns, so they could have taken this to the kids anyway, but that's how they did it back then. We weren't really allowed outside our rooms most of the time. The nurses would always tell us to get back in our room. We were not locked in our rooms, and our doors were open during the day, but they preferred us not to be outside our rooms except to go to the bathroom. When I think on it, it was sort of like a prison, but as a kid and having a large room and a TV, I didn't think anything about it. There were bars on the windows because, as I said, the girls would keep escaping, but I think they just walked out the front door when all the visitors left. Not sure and did not ask questions. The last month I was there was an older white woman that was more like a grandmother. She was very kind, but we could only talk across the way from each other. I never went into her room and she never came in ours. I don't remember any gardens or streams from the roof, but you have to remember I never got outside. And she's referring to like the pictures that she's seen online of the streams and gardens. I also don't remember any other buildings such as the children's wing. That wasn't there when I was. It was very scary. It was very scary place to be then. I can imagine what it was later. The place should have been condemned back then. So well, from her story, like, it seems very traumatizing.
She didn't have a good experience at
No.
all.
And there's some stories out there that people had a really good time there. Like, they loved it there.
Yeah.
They loved living there.
So there was
let me finish my
Okay.
this part of her email. My doctor and mom made them get me out of there. It took 4 months, and when mom threatened lawyers, that's when they released me. There was no live bug to work with, so they had to let me go. When I got out in July, I had to take 21 pills a day for 3 years, so I wouldn't get TB. I am still a carrier and always will be, as my sisters are also carriers.
Okay.
And that's the end of her email.
See, now I was reading through online, and there's kids, their parents used to work there, and the parents would live at the facility, and and the kids talk about running up and down the tunnels and just what a wonderful place it was and how much they enjoyed it. So her having a bad experience, I wonder if it's just because she was in there as a patient.
It's so hard to tell, because if you go to their Facebook page, a lot of people, I used to work there, I used to live there, I used to, like you said, I used to run around and play. And then you hear this story and it's like, so I'm sure it's just like any place you've been, or where you've worked or anything like that. Some people have good experiences and some people have
It's how they
experiences.
perceive what they were going through at the time, I suppose.
Well, for her being 10 years old and right off the bat getting bullied by the other girls, and then having to cut her hair short after having long hair for her whole life, basically, that could be very traumatizing in itself.
Yep, I'm sure. And being 10 and not being able to see your parents or be with your parents, or that's got to be traumatizing all in itself.
And not being able to go outside, even though that was one of the treatments, was to go outside, and she's saying
they'd lock her out.
And that kind of stuff. And having bars on the window, I could see why, for maybe suicidal patients to put bars up. But yeah, her story seems very, very traumatic.
Especially at her age.
At her age,
yep.
Yeah.
That's Eli
and getting
Ezzy's age.
Yeah, getting a tube shoved down your throat.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun.
No,
whatsoever.
And then washing your hair with kerosene.
Yeah, and then the girls in your room smoking after you've washed your hair with kerosene. A little flammable. I'd be terrified.
No, they were smoking before.
I know, but
they probably,
yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, ew.
So
I wonder if kerosene worked on lice. I mean, that's interesting. I'd never heard that before.
Isn't that acid?
Kerosene?
Yeah.
I don't know. We put it in it's like oil, kerosene oil. We put it in like our lamps to burn our lamps.
Oh.
Kerosene. Yeah, it's like a burning oil fluid.
Ooh.
Smells nasty.
Ooh.
Very flammable. Very flammable.
I suppose if they used it in lamps.
Yeah.
I think we used to have one. Anyways.
Yeah, we did.
So thousands of people had been treated for TB at San Haven between 1909 and the 1940s. Before antibiotics were used to get TB under control, roughly 50% of people had died from the disease. Years later, San Haven turned into a home for mentally disabled people. There are rumors that there had been mistreatment and neglect to patients due to understaffing. San Haven eventually closed in 1987. It is said that the children's, I practiced this word and now I'm stumbling, pavilion. Pavilion. Pavilion? Okay. See, I got it. Pavilion. Birds cackling from 2 stories above sounds scary, similar to children's voices.
You're going to be. I have something to go with that.
Okay.
That is so weird that you said that because I didn't put it in my notes as far as the freaky happenings since the place is closed. One person experienced the sounds of birds even though there was no birds.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
I've got the chilly willies.
Woo!
I didn't put that in here because I thought, oh, come on. But then you said that, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
my gosh.
Excuse me. The entire property was connected by underground tunnels so staff could transport patients that were wheelchair bound to other buildings without having to go outside in the cold winter months. Ever since the closing of San Haven, there is no trespassing, but that never really stopped anybody from going in and exploring. You went there?
I've been there. I didn't go inside. My husband wouldn't let me go inside, but I was all over the grounds.
Oh, man. When?
During that snowmobile ride.
Damn.
He didn't
I
want me to
would've
go in because of the weight of the snow
Yeah. Well.
and not
yeah.
being able to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on the grounds and it was quite interesting. I loved it.
But yeah, that never really stopped anybody from going in and exploring. In fact, in October 2001, a 17-year-old boy trespassed onto the property to hunt ghosts with his friends. While exploring, the boy accidentally slipped and fell 40 feet down an elevator shaft and was killed. As of today, San Haven has started getting torn down. The main hospital is still standing, but it is believed to be destroyed this summer.
So I was there 2 years ago, and they hadn't started tearing anything down. So we did get to walk around and kind of look.
Oh, nice.
But there was snow.
Yeah.
I wanted to go in so bad.
Oh, I would love to. But now that it's like under construction, I wonder if it's
you can still go in the main hospital.
You can?
Well, don't get caught.
Well,
it hasn't stopped anybody.
No. I mean, I wish like they could have like made a museum out of it. You know what I mean?
From all accounts, I heard that when San Haven was up to par, it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
Oh, the photos are.
You'll have to show me those because all I have is photos of the aftermath.
That's all I have too. Is
I would like to see the photos of the before.
I don't think I have come across photos from before. San Haven before and after photos. Well, we can look at this after we're done talking, but
yeah.
Did you find anything spooky or
I did
anything?
find some spookies. In fact, a lot of people have had some quite different experiences there. Different people have experienced just the general feeling of not being welcome there and not being wanted there. And some people have said that they had the overwhelming feeling that they were going to be pushed down the stairs. And some people, now there's apparently a tunnel. There must have been a tunnel where they would take the deceased patients, the people that died from TB, to the crematorium or to the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they had an on-site crematorium also. There's a
I
fly in here.
I think they called it the refectory.
Refractory?
Something like that.
Which is basically a crematorium,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
There's photos of it.
So people that have went in those certain tunnels that lead to the crematorium or the morgue, they would experience trouble breathing while they were in that tunnel.
Interesting.
And there has been a few accounts of people being literally scratched and coming out with scratch marks on their bodies.
Oof.
Yep.
Well, that goes hand in hand with the feeling of not being wanted there, and they don't.
A lot of this takes place on the second floor. The heavier, harder feelings are on the second floor, and I'm not sure why. What was the second floor?
I believe the fourth floor was
The fourth floor was the mental, right? But what was the second floor?
Let me pause and let me check. So, after doing some research, we couldn't really tell exactly what the second floor was. But for some reason, we both believe it was a pediatric.
What's the third floor? The third floor was, okay, go down a little bit. The third floor was for severely mentally handicapped. Okay, so I have a question for you. So they turned it from a tuberculosis and they turned it into a complete mental facility.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what took place during those years that it was a mental facility? Was there, did they do ice pick lobotomies? Did they do experimental things there?
No, I think it was mostly just like a nursing home type deal.
Like just asylum. They didn't do any treatments, any electric shock therapy,
I don't think so. I guess I never read anything deep into that. Because most of the resources that I used just said it turned into like a facility for mentally disabled. But I don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to look into that.
I'm curious about that.
Me too.
Because there is, they used to do experimental treatments in asylums years and years and years ago. The ice pick lobotomies and whatnot, electric shock therapy, just kind of stuff that makes you cringe.
Right.
Stuff that if we did nowadays, we would be in a lot of trouble. The building was changed to an asylum during the 60s after the vaccine was found for tuberculosis, and cognitively impaired individuals were treated in the place. What kind of treated?
I don't know.
Interesting. So, other people that have went to San Haven in the recent years since it's shut down have said they had nothing but good feelings when they were there. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of...
I don't know if there's haunts there or not.
I don't know.
I mean, people have definitely had some different experiences there.
Right.
I had the goosebumps just standing outside.
Well, and I think
and a lot
if
of that,
I were to go, I feel like I would be a little probably on edge because it is a sanitarium.
Mm-hmm.
We've both worked in the nursing home. We've seen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing from that, and then thinking about the time and sanitariums.
Even what she said when she peeked through the windows on the third floor, was it the third floor, that adults were in cribs in diapers screaming bloody murder. I mean,
yeah.
There's
So I think anybody would feel off going there, you know? Huh. But if you look up photos, like even looking at the photos, it's chilling. Because it's like, I want to know more. I want to be a fly on the wall, you know? I think it'd be so cool.
I want to go there again.
Me too.
If we don't go soon, it's going to be gone. I think all that's left is the main hospital. The outbuildings have been torn. So I think the crematorium is even probably gone.
That kind of looked connected to the main hospital, though.
No, it was across the way.
It was. Look at the toilet.
It was across the way. And the weird thing is,
what are you doing tomorrow? No, I'm just joking.
Calling in sick to work.
Okay.
And driving up there.
Me too. Me too. No, I'm joking. Yeah. But anyways, if you liked this episode, if you think we should do more North Dakota spooky things every now and then.
Is there any more North Dakota spooky?
I think there is.
Really?
I know of a couple ghost towns.
Well, somebody told me Tegas wasn't that great.
See, I've heard different.
Okay.
So, anyways, there's quite a few. I think there's more episodes that we could come up with to do, maybe, if you guys liked it.
Maybe just a palate cleanser away from monstrous children every now and then, because that does get hot and heavy.
It does.
I didn't realize what a load that was gonna.
Imagine Lane from Suffer the Little Children.
No.
I give all the praise to that woman for doing that weekly, of those kids that have to go through it. And like she said, if those kids can go through it, then we can damn well listen to it. And I just think that is such an awesome point of view.
I think she gets heavy too, though.
Guaranteed. I think she's even said it a few times.
Yeah, I think she's taken a hiatus once or twice. It's a nice break. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you kind of lose your faith in humanity after doing some. Oh, that was the end, you guys. For those that don't want to hear the bantering, you can exit. You kind of lose your faith in humanity sometimes.
Yeah.
And especially when dealing with children, it's so hard for me, because I look at you kids and my Eli and Ezra and Percy. I look at all my babies. What did these other babies go through to turn them into murderers?
I know. And
what kind of life? I mean, were they born evil? It's that nature versus nurture. It's that concept.
Yeah.
Continually, like, was he a product of his environment? Is there some chemistry off in the brain? What happened to that child to make them want to frickin' hurt somebody?
Yeah.
Especially the family annihilators.
And, you know, being a true crime lover, before we started our podcast, I could listen to it, you know, quite often. And
all the time for me.
And not feel heavy about it. Like, I would sympathize and stuff like that. But when you actually sit down and you do the research behind it, it's almost like you get to know this family, and then you have to present it in a way that's respectful to the victims, and
yet still
bring light out, but it's so dark.
It's a different kind of
It's
shit.
a different it's a different vibe.
Mhm.
Like I could listen to it all the time, but now once we started ours, it's like, whew, my chest hurts. Like
Yep.
it gets so heavy. And I've admitted it a couple times where, I'll text you, Mom, I know this is my week, but I can't do it right now. Like the nightmares get bad.
Mhm.
Like it it's it's tough.
Yes. It's a lot different on the research end because you are digging and you are digging deep and you're reading court transcripts and you're getting the details that not everybody is privy to.
And
Some of them
and
details are
other
pretty rough.
podcasts don't always cover the
And there's a
grittiness
reason
of
why
it.
they
Yeah.
don't. But I think
Like Lane said,
that the
it should be
details
heard.
should be out there. They should be heard. If that victim can go through what they went through, we can damn well hear what they went through.
Yeah.
It's rough.
It is. But I'm glad like we were able to do this episode and it was a little lighter.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Just makes me
like
want to dig some more. Makes me want to pack up the car and go.
I didn't do a like before this. I've known about San Haven, but I've never really dug deep into it, and it was interesting for me to do.
Yeah, I
I hope you guys liked it. That way we can do other stuff like that. But let us know what you guys think by shooting us an email at minersofmayhem@gmail.com. You can shoot us a Facebook message. If you are not following us on Facebook, just type Miners of Mayhem in the search bar and you should be able to find us.
And follow us.
And hit that follow button.
Do it.
Um,
YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/ at Miners of Mayhem.
Hit that follow button.
And if you can't find it, we can always post the link on Facebook as well.
Right.
Because I did that last time. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That's cool. So yeah.
Cool.
Until next week.
Yeah, maybe. I won't be here.
Oh yeah.
Unless you want to record a different night. No. Not before though. I don't have time before.
Oh, me neither.
I've got to clean out the horse trailer. I've got to haul Ruthie up to get shoes put on because Ice sprained his ankle. You knew that, didn't you?
No.
Oh, Ice is down. I'll show you the videos. He'll be down for a month at least.
Fudge.
We got to take Ruthie, and she needs shoes before we take her to the Badlands. So, got to do that.
Okay.
Threw that on Luke's lap. Whoops.
Sweet. Oh. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Stay safe out there.